Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin al-Fatih lima ublika wal khatimi lima sabaqan nasrul haq bil hadi wa la siratika mustaqim wa ala alihi haqqa qadri wa midari lazim. Welcome everyone to another Facebook live session with Saudlahi. For today, we have Ustazah Wafda who will be delivering her lecture on the intention and focus. The goal in Ramadan is Allah. Please allow me to introduce you to her before we start the lecture. Ustazah Wafda graduated in 2016 with a bachelor's degree in Fiqh and Usul Fiqh from the International Islamic University of Malaysia, after which she went to Yarmouk University in Jordan to pursue her master's degree in the same course. In 2020, she then graduated from her master's degree in Fiqh and Usul Fiqh. With that, I would like to hand you over to Ustazah Wafda.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Hello everybody. My name is Ustazah Wafda, and today, inshallah, I will be in this session. I will be sharing with you on the topic of on the topic that is circulated around the topic of Ramadan. So, also before I will start, hopefully all of you are in the best health and iman, inshallah. So, when we talk about the topic of Ramadan, I think for me, Ramadan to me is a very special time. Personally for me, and I think it is a very special time for all Muslims around the world, as it is a very special month where it is a month where we are fasting for the whole month, and also there are a few special ibadahs or a few special deeds that is only special during this month of Ramadan itself. So before I start to go through with you the topic on Ramadan itself, I want to touch on why Ramadan is actually a very special month for everyone, and especially for Muslims. So actually in the Quran, that has stated in the Quran, two verses actually in Surah Al-Baqarah that states about the month of Ramadan. So and from these verses actually we can understand, we can look at and we can understand more on why actually Ramadan is actually a very special month and a very holy month. So so basically one of the verses that I would like to share with you guys is from Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 185, which states the specialty of the month of Ramadan itself, which goes, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, hudan linnasi wa bayyinatin minal huda wal furqan, faman shahida minkum ash-shahra falyasum, which means in the month of Ramadan is where the Al-Quran is brought down to us, mankind, for guidance, and also for those who met with the month of Ramadan are obligated to fast. And also in another verse in Surah Al-Baqarah, in verse 183, that goes, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyamu kama kutiba alal ladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun, which also concludes the obligation or the on the act of fasting during the month of Ramadan. So basically from these two verses, we can actually conclude that the holy month of Ramadan is actually very special. This is because firstly, Ramadan is known to be the month of Rahmah and also Maghfirah, which means the month of mercy and forgiveness from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, and it is also known to be the month where um, the Quran is sent to mankind. So, because the Quran is sent to mankind during the month of Ramadan as a guidance for all of us, it is also considered kind of like a perfect time, or the most perfect time for us to increase our knowledge by reading and studying the Holy Quran and also the life of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it is also the time where we can learn and we can actually reflect on the values that the Quran is actually teaching us. So when we look back, when we look at our character itself, our character should be reflecting on what the Quran teaches us. And our deeds and actions as a person of faith have to be reflected through good morals or good akhlaq, and also what the Quran and what our Prophet Muhammad SAW has taught us as well. Mm, and also besides Ramadan being the most holiest month during the year, and also the month of the Quran, it is also most known to, I think, to all of us, and to, basically to all Muslims, is to know the famously known as the fasting month. And when we look on why exactly we are fasting, and why are we actually obligated to fast, so basically the act of fasting itself is not only to obtain, the act of fasting itself is not only to abstain oneself from eating and drinking. However, it is also to control one's desire or one's nafs from doing bad deeds. So when we look back at the act of fasting itself, it's not only just by abstaining yourself from eating and drinking. It's also abstaining yourself from doing good deeds. Abstaining yourself from doing bad deeds, and also abstaining yourself from backbiting or talking bad about other people, and many other examples of bad deeds. So okay, sorry. Okay, so when we look at the act of fasting itself, the act of fasting does not only cleanse your body physically, because we are not eating and drinking for basically the whole day, but it also helps to cleanse, and it also helps to strengthen our soul by curbing our nafs from our bad egos and also our lower selves, which means that it helps us to strengthen our spirituality, and also strengthen our soul from all of the bad or all of the bad and negative influence around us. When we look at a fasting person is reinforced to refrain from speaking hurtful things, or speaking on things that are non-beneficial. For example, like what I have mentioned, we are not supposed to. It's like we are we are abstaining ourselves from speaking ill about other people, or even passing unnecessary remarks on other people. While we are fasting as well, we are also required to control our anger and to control our egos as well. Hence, with that, fasting is, like I said, fasting is not only to train ourselves from doing bad deeds, but it's also training ourselves to, it's also testing on our patience and also our emotional endurance. And it requires us to recognize our limits with humility, and help to change ourselves better. And it is also known that Ramadan is a spiritually energizing month where we are encouraged to do many more good deeds, and with the aim to strengthen our iman and our faith with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And it is also known to be the time where Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will also multiply our good deeds during this special month. And it is stated in one of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's hadith, where he states that where he said, "Man qama Ramadana imanan wahtisaban, ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dambi," which means whoever prays during the month of Ramadan, or during the night of Ramadan, with iman and faith, in hopes to get rewards from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, his past sins will be forgiven, inshallah. So in this hadith as well, we can see that during the month of Ramadan, it is the month of forgiveness and the month of mercy, where Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will bless us with so much forgiveness and so much mercy, and inshallah He will forgive us with all of our past sins. And from this hadith, it is clearly state that Ramadan is okay, sorry. Okay, I have, okay. In the month of Ramadan is also a opportunity, or is also the best opportunity for us to perform these special Tarawih prayers every night. This reminds me of what we have gone through the whole of 2020 or last year, where we are spending Ramadan in the middle of a pandemic. Even till today, we are still in the middle of pandemic. But last year, it was a little bit more different because, as you all know, we are in the middle of circuit breaker and the mosque is being closed, and we have no choice but to celebrate Ramadan from the comfort of our homes. And that is something that is really special to me because I get to bond with my family, and I get to bond and I get to do my jama'ah with my parents as well. So even though that happened last year and that might happen this year as well, it does not deter us from celebrating Ramadan because, like I said just now, Ramadan is a very special month that is celebrated between around with Muslims around the world. So just because that we are not able to celebrate Ramadan, or we are not able to perform our Tarawih prayers every night at the mosque, it doesn't deter us from doing our prayers together as a family as well. And one thing that I realized that doing Tarawih with my family, it strengthens the bond between me and my parents. And um, inshallah, if we do it for the sake of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala and with the intention to seek for His blessings and to seek for His mercy, inshallah, Allah will reward us as well. So I would also like to touch on the fact that Ramadan is also known for this one very special night, which is called the Lailatul Qadr, which is translated to Night of Decree or Night of Power. So this night is really special and significant that Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala has dedicated a whole chapter or a whole surah in the Quran on this night itself in Surah Al Qadr. So even though the date is unknown, but many believe that it is the Lailatul Qadr or the Night of Power itself falls within the last 10 days of Ramadan. And our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has stated in one of his hadith as well, Taharru Lailatul Qadri fil witri minal ashril awakhir min Ramadan, which means that search for Lailatul Qadr in the odd nights of the last 10 days of Ramadan. One thing that I would like to share is that there is a reason and the wisdom behind why Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala keep this night a secret or keep this night unknown to us all. Part of it is because this mainly so that we will be able to strive even harder to seek for it and to engage in extra worship and to be consistent with our worship even though it is the last few days of Ramadan. And among some of the supplications that we can actually do throughout the month of Ramadan that I would like to share with you as well is firstly, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, astaghfirullah, nas'alukal jannata wa na'udhu bika minan nar. I repeat, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, astaghfirullah, nas'alukal jannata wa na'udhu bika minan nar. Which means, bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I seek forgiveness from Allah. We ask, O Allah, for paradise, and we ask refuge from you, with you from the hellfire. And secondly, one of the supplications that we can also do during Ramadan itself is a dua, which goes, Allahumma innaka afuwun karimun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. I repeat, Allahumma innaka afuwun karimun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Which means, O Allah, you are indeed forgiving, generous, and love to forgive. So please forgive us. One thing we must remember is that during Ramadan, our ibadah during this month is not limited to only ritual prayers or only fasting itself. However, it is extended beyond that. So during this month as well, we are highly encouraged to make charitable contributions and to help those in need in our community. Even small acts such as sharing food with your neighbors or um, with your siblings and whatnot is considered a good deed and inshallah will be rewarded and be blessed by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. There is also a hadith that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, "Man fattara sa'iman kana lahu mithlu ajrihi, ghaira annahu la yanqusu min ajri as-sa'imi shay'an." Which means whoever, oh, sorry, which means that whoever helps to break the fast of a fasting person by giving them food, he will have the same reward as him without decreasing anything from the reward from the fasting person. So from this hadith, we can also conclude that if we share our food with those who are fasting, we will also get the same rewards as the person who is fasting. And it is highly encouraged for us to share our food and our iftar to others as well. And also, I would like to share with all of you that right now we are nearing the end of Rajab and coming to the month of Sha'ban already. And Ramadan is really coming soon, I would say about a month's time. So, and I feel like during this time, it is the um, perfect time, or it is the preparation time for us to prepare ourselves for the month of Ramadan. And also during this time, which means during the month of Rajab and Sha'ban, we are highly encouraged to do our fast and to read Quran, and also to do lots of good deeds in the month for us to prepare ourselves for the month of Ramadan. Try to look at it this way, like Ramadan is try to look at it this way. When you go for a marathon, you would have to go for a few months of training or preparation, right? So take Ramadan as the marathon itself. And Rajab and Sha'ban is the time where you prepare for your marathon. It's the training time for you to prepare for Ramadan. So basically what I'm trying to say is that Rajab and Sha'ban is the time where we should actually slowly practice the things that we are going to do during the month of Ramadan, because the month of Ramadan is the marathon itself, where we will be sprinting and we will be trying to strive as much as we can to gain Allah's blessing. And also one of the supplications that we can actually do during the month of Rajab and Sha'ban is Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa balighna Ramadan. I will repeat, Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa balighna Ramadan, which means that, oh Allah, please give us blessings in the month of Rajab and Sha'ban, and please let us or please let us enter to the month of Ramadan. So, like I said just now, Ramadan is the marathon itself. So, Rajab and Sha'ban is considered as the time where we train ourselves or we prepare ourselves to meet the actual holy month. With that, let us all strive to gain the blessing of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and His forgiveness in these upcoming months. And inshallah, and I pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala that may He give us patience and strength for us to be better human beings and bring us the blessings during the month of Rajab and Sha'ban and the upcoming holy month of Ramadan. Um, with that, before I end, I would like to I would like to pray. I would like to pray for all of us so that we can put the right intentions during this month to prepare ourselves properly, and for us to go into Ramadan in the best way possible, and we will be able to end our Ramadan in the best way possible as well, and hopefully we will be able to strive to gain as much forgiveness and as much blessings that we can from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And with that, I end my session with wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Ustazah Wafda, for such an enlightening session. We hope and pray that we will be able to carry out everything that you have mentioned during the month of Ramadan. So before we exit from this Facebook Live, I just have a few announcements to make. So we have another event tomorrow night at the same timing at 9 p.m. tomorrow, 14th of March. Also with the topic of Ramadan. This time it will be with Ustaz Amin. The topic is, he will be lecturing on Sha'ban. the prophetic guidance to Ramadan. So do join us on this Facebook page again tomorrow at 9 p.m. And then on the 20th of March, we have another event, but this time it's a closed Zoom meeting event with Sheikh Mendes from US. So Sheikh Mendes is quite a familiar name with Saudahi because he has been giving lectures throughout over the years throughout the Sacred Path of Love. So this time he will be delivering a lecture on the beauty and sacredness of women. So if you would like to purchase the tickets, please go to http slash colon slash saudlahi.eventbrite.sg. Is for short, saudlahi.eventbrite.sg. Yeah, also if you would like to message Saudlahi for the bank details, you can message 8334-7260. So as I said, this event will be, the topic is the beauty and sacredness of women. It'll be held on the 20th of March. Timing will be 9:30 p.m. and it's by Sheikh Muhammad Adi Yinka Mendes. So that's all we have for you today. So we hope to see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. again. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.